the banner Saga, which I also got no idea about it. It seems to be maybe more jeudi. And when I look at the community content, I'm seeing stuff about the Turing test, real photos of cats, and a lot of 2D artwork. So we'll see what it got in the store for us. I like seeing the story from different point of views. The gods are dead. In their wake, man and giant survive through a tenuous alliance, driving black destroyers called dredge deep into the northern waste. Now is an era of growth and trade. Life goes on. Only one thing has stopped: the sun. Praise the sun? Or on the opposite, do praise the sun when, well, without the sun, there's no sun.
Largest of the trade cities on the world.
Just in time. Alright, I'll remove the screen to some link. Alright, so it's going to be turn-based RPG? Strategical RPG, like FF Tactic. Approached by a familiar man who works in step with me as I'm leaving the Great Hall, he cuts to the chase. Eric, steward of Strand, I manage the governor's business. You been, isn't it? The governor tells me you'll be giving us a hand. What did you have in mind? Skull things that you didn't pack up in the Great Hall scattered after you took out their chieftain. The governor just wants to make sure they stay down. Was hoping you'd join me at the marketplace by the docks. If there's anyone left to worry about, I know who can tell us. Click the market tent to visit the market. Let me handle this. You meander through rows of open-faced houses and eroded stores. Colored canvases flap on a brainy current. One man in particular blanches as you approach. I'm not in the mood today. I'm not in the mood today. For what? Talking to an idiot. For what? Talking to an idiot. The Skullfling chieftain bled out about an hour ago. So when you tell me what rat anus the rest of them crawled back into, nobody's going to try to kill you this time. They don't talk to me. Eric needs some help here. I don't have the patience for this. Eric needs some help here. Had a shame of heart. I hope you do give us a hard time. Had sweats visibly fumbling with some dirty trinkets on his table. I just buy one of these. If everybody thinks I'm getting worked over every week, how am I supposed to know much? Just little food money, yeah? You motion to Gunnuf, a Morgus beggar who looms over the man like a snake over a mouse. Gods, Eric, laying it's a bit heavy, don't you think? Where are the skull things? Nobleman up by East Wall, but that was months ago, last I know. Had skulks away with the waves of Eric's hand, gathering things from his hovel, disappearing for a while until this blows over, you figure. Your bodyguard steps forward. Gunnulf, were you wearing green back at the Great Hall? No, just bought them while you were walking around. Why? You look like a frog. You look good. I'm glad you care. Gunnulf goes off to look at more stores. Eric, that man of yours seems unreliable at best. A blind dog wouldn't trust Had, but he used to be Skullfing. If they're licking their wounds, they've probably gone to old hounds, not new ones. Nobleman is a mid-horse? Best I can tell, the name's ironic. Listen, I know a guy who would love to put a few of those skulls in the ground. I'm going to find him. I'll meet you there. Do we have an approach of some sort? Where's this place again? After this I'm done here. What a luxury. Come on, you've already mopped up worse today. Just make sure the governor remembers his promise, double the usual list. But they got great morale. You arrive in front of what must be nobleman. A few minutes later, Eric appears with the weather-beaten man introduced as Volga. I point them out. Eric says over his shoulder, "Ready, ready." Let's get it over with. That's the spirit, says Volga. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Volga boots the front door open so hard it won't close again without repair. As you enter the hall, Eric is already at the head of the table, his axe drawn. Wide-eyed, drunken scalfing scrambles to find their own weapons, turning tables and mead stains in the process. +1 armor to adjacent enemies. He's not dead. He's not dead. Just injured. He's not dead. Just injured. There they are. Gods be damned. I've got to wash off this blood. Eric is looking out the hall's window to the bay. A fleet of long ships approach with sails of bold reds and blues. One banner in a well, Wagner. Next forward kingship last we spoke. The other flag looks important last we spoke. The other flag looks important. Yeah, important guests. See what I deal with all day long. Things makes a little more sense. You hoped I'd have a stake in saying everything's fine here when the royal guests arrived. Fine here when the royal guests arrived. Not me. The governor. The governor. Now I have to make sure there are no rotting bodies or pools of entrails still in the great halls before they come back. Can I ask one more favor? Is it? If you happen to store our guests down on the docks, I wouldn't object. Maybe I will. I wouldn't object. Maybe I will. Eric and Valga hustle from the mead house. To his credit, Eric tosses the barkeep a spar of silver for the mess. You give an apologetic shrug and go to greet the new arrival down the docks. A familiar Val steps onto the docks. In your mind, you recall a much younger version tramping the halls of Grofheim, abundant in purpose. Gods, Ubin, you're looking ancient. You're looking ancient. Comes with being old, and if there's his Wagner, there must be Hakon. Must there? Still bleeding tributes from the poor and stupid old yucks. At what age do you lose a sense of shame? Your rounder demands it. I'll take that over lingering to death in Grofheim. Speaking of, I had no sense that you were so far from home. Just returned from Abereng, in fact. And glad for it. Hakon motions to the other ships in the bay, sails still fluttering. Golden wolf head emblazoned on red, the king of men or someone on his behalf. The king's whelp. The king's son, Ludin. Don't you know, Scrivener? We visit this capital, he visits ours. It's how you make alliance these days. It's a miserable waste of time. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Hakon has it. I'd almost forgotten. It's a good thing you're around Hakon. Then you're going to Grofheim? I had the distinct feeling I've finished my business in Strand and was heading there myself. We should caravan. We should give it a day. In better circumstances, I'll drink a week away, but let's just be done. Drink a week away, but let's just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. Tomorrow at the gates. Oh, welcome back, Deviate. This is the Banner Saga. So it's a kind of a tactical RPG, like Final Fantasy Tactics kind of vibes. Well, not kind of vibes, because it's really different. It's obviously a Viking game. What he's trying to say is the prince is a delight to behold. Where is Morgr? Hakon? Have him find a place to put up the warriors. I'm heading up to meet the governor. A host of giants depart in his wake. You recognize a few, others are strangers to you. Guess I'm off to find Morgr. See you in the morning, Scrivener. The young prince of men ambles from his ship. He brushes off his tunic, scanning the beach with low eyelids. Ludin looks for all the worlds the sort of boy who grew up pulling the legs from spiders. The long road back to Grofheim should be more interesting than most years, you think. Weariness suddenly settles in and you chuckle to yourself about what an odd day it has been. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall could find you a place to sleep. On the other hand, if you're going to join Vognir's caravan tomorrow, it may not hurt to share a drink with Hakon. Introduce yourself to the prince they spoke so highly of. Scrivener. You find Hakon in a mid-house surrounded by other Varl. Strand is no stranger to Varl, but rarely sees this many. Hakon waves you over. Went straight for Fleggen. Vognir is the one who agreed to pass up a drink. I wasn't invited to the governor's hall anyway. You already missed the massacre. Every year I make the rounds collecting taxes. Every year it's the human settlement that gives me trouble. No surprise. What this time? When I got here, the Great Hall was already full of bodies. We added a few more. Humans. I guess if I only lived as long as a yolk's fart, I might be desperate to make something of myself too. It's not too late to start trying Hakon. Hakon lets slip a low chuckle. Any Varl could reckon his deed, known as his for cutting a swath through dredge at Vognir's side in the Second War, and regularly since then. Down here I'm a glorified bodyguard. You might have a point, just another reason to get back to Grofheim. Soon enough, I imagine. You drink until the mid-house becomes overbearing, then step back into the cool air outside. Let's see the other one. Is this the right place? You find the prince at an inn. Guards blanket the building, including a sharp-eyed Varl who must be working for Ludin. A woman in red eventually waves you over and stands nearby, arms crossed. Greetings, Place Ludin. Yes, you're with Vognir? I don't remember you. Not exactly. I've known Vognir a long time. I'll be joining you back to Grofheim with my guards. Ludin looks up for the first time. The woman doesn't react. Why? I work for the king, carrying tithe to the capital. We crossed by chance. Oh, a tax collector. Fine companion. Just to introduce myself, I hope to learn more about you. I have a habit of recalling history. I thought we might talk about your visit. That last one seems more interesting. A Var historian? Haha. Don't you already know? Your king and mine both have been practically trumpeting in through the cities. Been on the road a while, I'm afraid. Ludin takes a deep sigh. Whether tired or ingracious, you are uncertain. Maybe both. A formality, mostly. Vognir came to our capital in Arberen, and now we go to the Varl's capital in Grofheim to cement this joint alliance for the next age of men and Varl. You sound unconvinced. There's no need for it, and it's damned cold up here. You get the sense he's struggling not to complain outright. You take the opportunity to excuse yourself. Is this a visual novel? No, it's... well, you got elements of it, I suppose. And now I got... oh, Great Hall, here we go. -1 supply. I got 20 renown. Because you're right, in a sense, I've been reading a lot. And not playing a lot. Oh, from our gracious friend, the governor of Strand. Horse pass the workers' letters, me dispatch through camp. Well, let's toast to Vognir. Others join in. Others laugh at your exaggerations. You sit down based on a book. Let's chat with him. Thanks for the speech, Sirs. Looks like you didn't have to miss out after all. Thanks to Mog, I thought the damn governor wouldn't never shut. Give you the history of his entire family. He tried and he asked me to clean up his mess for your benefit turns out. I given the job to you two gods, there's no joy in politics. Speaking of what happens after this business with Ludin, hopefully the boy goes back to Aberrang on his own and I can take out some frustration on Dredge or something. Starting to sound like Hakan. You don't like the life of a diplomat? Don't you miss the fight a bit? Don't you miss the fight a bit? Don you made instead of replying, Vogny stretches and shakes his head. Vogny stretches and shakes his head. There's no great joy in killing Dredge. But this pretty sure this nonsense is some scheme between the two kings to force some kind of lineage. Used to be warriors will follow you for what you've done. Isn't that why they follow you now? Is it? Or is it because I'm the next in line? These lines are getting muddy all the time. We've already been muddy. Better wake up, you're needed. Yes. Can I have something to do? Decent sized map? Resting camp to heal. Okay, so he rested. I think I'm gonna stop there for now. Haven't played a lot. There's a lot of lore and story going on at the beginning. But I can appreciate the system. Haven't seen much that's really novel though. But anyway, today we're going to finish with